Beyond the dance to the podcast land. Beyond the beat. Beyond the beats. Beyond the beat. Beyond the beats.
What's up, Z family? Welcome to Beyond the BeatZ, the place where Zumba meets real life and real talk. I'm Carla, a ZQueen, bringing you truth, rhythm, and that heart-pumping community love every single week. This isn't just a podcast. It's a spotlight, it's a movement, it's a celebration of you, the instructors, students, ZJ leaders, and game changers who make the Zumba world spin, shining a light on the people, the passion, and the purpose behind the movement. Whether you're joining me live, catching the replay, dancing in your kitchen, dancing in sneakers, or leading from the stage, this space is for you. I see you, I celebrate you, and I am about to kick this off in true Z style. Grab your water, turn up the volume, and let's vibe beyond the beats. My guest tonight is Dr. Cynthia Price. Who doesn't know Dr. Cynthia Price? Come on, let's go. She's a force in medicine and movement. Dr. Price is an emergency physician, educator, global health advocate whose career spans clinical excellence, administrative leadership, and a fierce commitment to equity. Originally from Tucson, Arizona, Dr. Price's journey has taken her from immunology research at Vanderbilt to a residency at Emory and now in Connecticut, where she served as Associate Residency Program Director at UConn and Treasurer at the medical staff at Harvard Hospital. She is a champion of diversity, equity, and inclusion, sharing the diversity oversight committee and for graduate medical education and serving on national boards that shape the future of emergency medicine. Her passion include resident resiliency, cultural competency, and addressing healthcare disparities, especially in asthma and obesity. And when she's not leading in the hospital or lecturing around the world, she's leading with joy on the dance floor. She's a dedicated Zumba instructor. Yes, Dr. Price is a dedicated Zumba instructor, knows that wellness isn't just clinical, it's communal, rhythmic, and deeply personal. Please welcome the brilliant, balanced, and boldly compassionate Dr. Cynthia Price. Dr. Price, how are you tonight?
I am fabulous, and I thank you for that very lovely introduction. I think sometimes, even in ourselves, we forget the things that we do. So, listening to you list off is a little embarrassing, but also we are trying to be proud with the lives that we lead. And so, I'm super excited to be here tonight, as well as feeling that we are both celebrating the things that we love to do, which is embrace our communities, embrace music and movement and connection, which is what Zumba does, it's what medicine does, what it all does. And so we have very similar lives, my dear.
Awesome. I have someone for you. So here
Oh,
we go.
Lord.
People want to say hi.
Hello.
We love you.
Hello. Love y'all.
So I wanted to have this surprise for you, Dr. Cynthia, because you are the example of a giver, and everybody wanted to just show you that, and they wanted to say hi on camera. And hi, everybody. We miss
We
you. We
love
love
you.
you.
You can say whatever you want.
Hi, people.
Love you, Dr.
We just
Price.
love you all.
Love you.
Love you, love you. We just want to come up and
Congratulations
say
on
hi.
tonight. We wish we were with you, but we're with you in spirit. And
Oh,
thank you so
yeah.
much for jumping in and saying hi to us.
Love
I'm gonna let
you.
you go, but we love you so much.
Bye,
Thank you.
Doc.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.
That's hilarious.
I know. I wanted to have like something different for you tonight, and because we know that everybody loves you, and you give a lot to the community, Dr. Price. Not just in Zumba, you give a lot. Like if I call you and tell you this is what's going on, what can I do, and you leave everything and you're there. Like when I did my accident, you were the first to be next to me and checking on me and making sure that I was okay at some point. And I have goosebumps talking about this because I cannot forget this kindness. And you do, you show up, and that's so important. So we do love you.
I
A lot.
love y'all. I love people. I think that's what makes the love go round is to be able to spread it, to support it. We support each other on the dance floor, but how awesome is it that we also have some interlacing with our community, whether we are raising money for a fundraiser, whether we're
Yes,
supporting somebody that's sick, whether we are just supporting and getting together for a cause. And so I love that about Zumba. I love that about being a Zen. It just furthers the message for all of us that we are supposed to make the world better after we leave than before when we got here.
100%. I agree with you. If you don't want to be anything in this world, be kind. Period. Be kind. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you anything.
Agreed. Agreed.
So tell me, what was your childhood like growing up in Tuscan? Tucson.
So it's actually
Tell me how
Tucson.
it says.
It's
Tucson.
Tucson. Yeah, it's an Indian word, Native American word that means of the mountain. So Tucson's a valley. Tucson's pretty exciting. In Arizona, I will tell you, it's a place which is full of different people. Black people in Arizona make up about 2.5% of the population. We had a lot of Native American, we had a lot of Spanish speaking. I grew up about 30 miles from Mexico. So, primarily, mi lengua fue español y yo practico mucho porque hay mucha gente aquí que habla español. So, it is something that has come in handy a lot here with our large Puerto Rican population that I am
Amazing.
speaking Spanish again every day. But when we were young, it was what we did. In
Yes.
Arizona, K through 3 is taught in English and Spanish, and then after third grade, the kids go to English only. And so it's a great childhood. I had white friends and black friends and poor friends and rich friends, and I had all the colors of the rainbow people that were around. It's really a cultural town. I was considered rich, although we were poor in money, because my house was one of the few houses that had a mother and a father. Mostly people were being raised by single moms or single grandmas. And so, our house got a little bit of extra speculation because we had a mother and a father in the household. But I went to a crazy school called Miles Exploratory Learning Center, which is one of those odd kind of schools with no walls where they just say, "What can you
What?
do?" I know it. So it was kind of wild. They encourage you to figure out what you like, and you're not sitting in a classroom and desk all day long. So it was funny. I can read and could read very far in advance. I could read on a 12th grade level, and I love to read, and I lose myself in a book. But let me tell you, I was like 20 years old before I could add 3 plus 3 because I didn't enjoy the math so much for sure.
But look at you, you're a doctor today. Oh
Yes,
my
so I
God.
figured it out at some point how to do the
You
math, but it took a
did.
minute.
Definitely. Oh my God, that's amazing. And this is how life should be. Like you were saying, I was living with a rainbow of people, and you were living in a healthy environment, which it's supposed to be everywhere. And I wish that we always see the colors. We need to see the colors, and we should appreciate the rainbow color, because this is part of our life. This is part of who we are as human beings. We should see the color, and we should respect that. We should respect that. And I love that you said that I was living in a rainbow, like colorful space. It's such an amazing thing to say.
Yeah, it's one of the other things that I was pretty involved with, especially in undergraduate and in my college years. I did a lot of theater. And theater is where all the rainbow alphabet lives. Like, I
Yeah.
just had good friends, and wow, we didn't care who was gay or who was not gay or who loved what, who you just all piled on the bed together after a long day in the theater, and just we were so just open about love. And I think part of that has gone away, and I cherish the childhood that I was privileged to have, where we didn't have to choose so much between brave spaces and safe spaces. It was all
Yes.
pretty much love spaces, and it's not that way anymore.
No, and love is love everywhere. It shouldn't be a stigma. It shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't be anything, because we should breathe love, period, and peace. That's it. We should do that. And I love that you're sharing that with us tonight, Dr. Price, because you are a living proof of that love, and like um loving everybody, because you never um how to say it, you're always there for everybody, and I respect that in you a lot. What led you to pursue post back studies at Tennessee State?
So, as I mentioned, I did a lot of theater and then kind
Yes.
of threw in a little bit of pre med at the end. And when I graduated, I actually got a job in communications in Nashville at the Grand Ole
Really?
Opry. And I love that job, mostly behind the cameras, behind the mics, as opposed to front and center like you are. But I hated it because I had done a ton of live theater, and all of a sudden I was stuck in radio, and it was boring, and I couldn't find anybody, see anybody. And so I'm like, I'm not quite sure if this is the path that I have for my life. But I had already moved to Nashville to do it. And so I got some other jobs, one of those being a pharmacy job. And I was really good at it. I was surprised. I was like, oh, let me sort the meds. And somebody said, oh, you're so good at this as a tech. You should become a pharmacist. And then I was in the OR doing pharmacy tech stuff. And they were like,
Wow.
I'm like, why stop at being a pharmacist? Let me just go ahead and go to med school. And so a post bac is what people do who have already completed their bachelor's. And I had a bachelor's of art in communication and biology, but I went back to school for 2 years to take that physics, more biology and chemistry, to take the MCAT, to then be able to sit for the entrance exams to get into med school. And so it was kind of all a succession there. And that's when I was at Vanderbilt studying immunology and just, yeah, I think your life leads you places. And I always say I stepped backwards into my life because I'm not one of those people who planned out every step. And you will meet people all the time. I've wanted to be a dentist since I was 5 years old and blah. That was not me. I was a little scattered, and I loved, as I said, to read, and I lived in a lot of fantasy worlds. And I thought I was going to do more theater stuff, but I ended up being grounded in the sciences. And I love what I do now, which is emergency medicine. So, yes, it's a little bit of a step here to there, but it ended up being great.
That's awesome. What was your biggest challenge in medical school?
Medical school is a lot of information. It's not like it's the hardest of the rocket scientists formulas to figure out. but the volume of information is huge. It is like every 3 weeks they give you a different encyclopedia and say, hey, you gotta learn this stuff. You gotta memorize the words, and you need to know the context of what those words are saying. And so medical school was a challenge mainly because it'd been a while since I took that gap out of school, been a while before I had that much information thrown at me. And I will tell you what I learned. I learned you got to take care of yourself. And so in med school, it was pass, fail, honors. And honors was 92 and above. And that first year, oh my God, I studied and I studied and I sat in the library. I had no social life. And I got like a 90, an 89, a 91. But once I figured out honors was 92 and I was essentially getting the same score as the people who were making 75, I learned to add some balance to my life. I was like, oh wait, now I get it now. Then I learned how to ski, I got scuba certified, I made good friends, and I added a little bit more balance on. But I was wacky that first year. Just the challenge of trying to get back into the grind was horrific, but then I came out on the other side quite okay.
I love this. I love it. Tell me, what was your first ER shift like?
It's a little bit crazy, and so there's shift as a student when you're trying to shadow all these people, because just like not knowing what you want, once you get into med school, you can go into pediatrics, you can go into neurosurgery, you can go in the emergency department, you can go to ophthalmology. There's 1,000 different things you can do. And so I wasn't quite sure. But my dad was a paramedic slash fireman slash security guard for
Wow.
Raytheon. And so he had a few stories. And then my age folks, we watched Rescue 911 with Johnny and Roy, and then the show ER came on. Everybody I know that went to school and chose emergency medicine when I did, we all were very swayed by that show, ER. And so that was kind of what I was expecting. And so I went in there, it was some chaos and some craziness, but there's also just people who wanted somebody to talk to. They call 911 on a Friday night, and these people were lonely. So yes, there was some gunshot wounds and some heart attacks, but there was also people, the nurses like, Miss Grant, what are you doing here again? And you can just tell she was quite happy to have a med student sit in her room and do a 30-minute physical and history on her. So she was a little bit lonely. And so I learned a little bit more of that balance going in, where it's not always so much um about the adrenaline. It's about just again connecting, which is
Listening.
good practice
Yeah.
for Zumba, because it's just what we
Yes.
do every day is connect. And I will tell you, I loved the emergency department. One, because my specialty is one where you step in the door and I say, hi, how are you? What can I do for you today? I don't have to do a wallet biopsy. I don't care what kind of insurance. That stuff is so far removed from my job of saying somebody felt they had an emergency and I am here to take care of it. And so I have that privilege. And I think the emergency department and even the waiting room, it's what heaven's gonna be like. Again, it's rich, poor, black, white, very, very educated, very, very not educated, people that don't have homes or undomiciled, and those have been super sick their whole life. It's a little bit
Uh,
of everything. And so you just learn to love and connect with everyone and figure out where they are so that you can connect with them. When I walk in the room, I've got a short time to make a quick bond of rapport between you and I. Because if people don't trust me, they're not going to do what I say, they're not going to listen to me. And so I'm walking in trying to find a little piece of something about you that I can connect to me so that you come in and you feel cared for and loved right away. So then when I say, Miss, you got to take your medicine, you got to wear a helmet, you got to wear a seatbelt, you'll actually listen to me as opposed to not.
I love this. And thank you so much for your service because people don't know the stuff that you guys go through as well. You don't like you don't talk about religion. You don't talk about politics. You don't talk about colors. You don't talk about anything. You put everything away at the door when you are wearing that doctor suit, which is really important because it doesn't matter. The person in front of you matters, which is a human thing to do and to say. And I really like put my head down to all of you, Dr. Cynthia, because this is so important to do and it's so hard to do. Not everybody can do this.
I
And
think
we
it's getting
appreciate you.
harder, but it wasn't hard at the beginning, and we have to get it back to where people are
Yes.
people and we just respect them. And I love how you mentioned religion. I think faith plays a big part for a
Yes.
lot of us who think, yes, this is what. But if you look at the Bible, you look at the Torah, you look at the Talmud, they all say the same thing: love your neighbor as yourself,
True.
put others before yourself, serve your communities, and make the world a better place. They all say the same thing. So there's no difference in all of that. And
Agree.
so what we should do is just take that and then take that and give it back out to the world, which again is why I love Zumba. We are in those Zumba classes. We don't know who's rich or poor or black or
No,
white or Jewish or non-Jewish or Christian. We're just in there trying to see who can get the steps and who can't get the steps. And even those that can't get the steps, we just play the music louder. And
I know.
I try not to look at them because they're gonna throw me off. I'm like, don't look over there, don't look over there. But we just love on people and we connect. And I think the best part of Zumba is before and after class when we are connecting and we're sweating and we're like, yeah, that was awesome. And don't you feel great about your life?
Definitely 100%. Tell me what drew you to Connecticut though? Tell
So
us.
what had happened was I was in Emory University doing my residency because I was doing emergency medicine. And yet I was like, oh, what do I like about this? And then my dad is a little bit of a preacher, so I grew up a PK, and I was like, well, maybe I'm going to be a missionary. And that's part of why I chose emergency medicine because I wanted to learn a little bit about everything, a little bit about peds, a little bit about surgery, a little bit about all the things that I might be called upon to treat. And
Yeah.
so at that time when I was coming out of residency, they only had two global health fellowships that took residents from my specialty. One was in Loma Linda and one was at John Hopkins in Baltimore. And the program in John Hopkins had already taken somebody from my school. And they take two apiece. That's 4 a year. So now there's lots, but back then it was like four. And I actually met a guy at an educational meeting and he was like, you should come to Hartford, Connecticut. I can make this work for you. I'll let you go to Hopkins and do some of the schooling. You can work at Hartford. And if you are going to do global health, you really need to be along the 95 corridor from New York, DC, Boston. That's where the seed of all things international happen to be. You could be over in LA, but I will tell you, most of those things globally happen along the 95 corridor. And so it just seemed like of all those places, I wasn't a big city place. So I was like, oh, let me try to go see what little Hartford has to offer. And I got here and I did that 2 year fellowship and worked hard for a master's of public health. And I got very interested in, what ended up being my mission field? Hartford Hospital Emergency Department, which is
Yes.
pretty awesome. So I feel called to the job that I have, and I think that it was a fabulous thing. So that's what got me here. And I'll tell you what keeps me here. One of my sisters from Arizona subsequently moved to New York City. She used to live in Hartford. She's
Nice.
and she used to live in Harlem. She's now in Manhattan. And my other sister had moved to the Washington, D.C. area. So all three of us were up here in this corner. And so we meet together in New York and go see a play or go. So why would I go back to Arizona if my heart and my sisters were here? And so it worked out again for the best. You never know what's going to happen, but it absolutely worked out for the best.
Cynthia, we're your sisters too. You have sisters here. We met for a reason, girl. We met for a reason.
We met for a reason for sure. I met Zumba through my older sister, Megan. I didn't quite know a thing about Zumba.
Really?
Absolutely. And I had gotten sick, and she came down and spent a couple weeks with me. And they were going back and forth. And I was like, well, what are we going to do today? She's like, let's go to this thing I love. It's called Zumba. And
Oh,
I took her to a class, and it was nice, but she was like, let's try another class. Let's go find some other. And in that course, we went to a Zumba class in West Hartford. Then we went to one in Bloomfield. And then we went to one in Cromwell. And I was hooked. By that
yeah.
weekend, like after she, I was like, oh, I can do this. And I was so bad when I first started. I was so, my sister just laughed at me. But
We're still
I
bad.
what? I'm so bad. And so my sister was like, you like this thing? And we went on the inaugural Zumba cruise just as fans back in the day, the big, and it ended up being her and I. We had signed up with all these girls that do Zumba, and like people do, they all ended up dropping out, and it ended up being my sister and myself. And let me tell you, we left that room at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we didn't get back till 11 or 12 at night. We would take a shower, get in bed, and we Zumbaed all day long. And like I said, I was hooked, hook, line, and sinker. The music was great. I grew up with Spanish music and salsa because we lived close to Mexico, and so
Yes.
it was a Latin-based theme, and I loved Latin America. I did a ton of traveling in my global health in Latin America. I was in like Flynn. It was a good time, and I haven't looked back since then. And I think that inaugural cruise was 2015, maybe 2014, and I did Zumba and got really good at it as a participant. And then come the pandemic, I was like, let's go get this thing and become an instructor. And so then
Yeah.
I did, and I found a new class of you. You want to know why I really became an instructor? You really want to know why? Because my friends, Anna Boss, Carlita, Cassandra, they were going to jams. And I was so mad that all my friends were going to jam. And they were like, oh, yeah, we're going to Massachusetts and we're going to stop and eat. And all four of my girlfriends was getting in the car and going somewhere. And I was not invited to the party. I'm like, this is how we rectify this. That is why I
Yes.
became a Zen initially.
I love that. So, talking about the cruise, this is the first cruise after COVID. Are you going for the cruise next year?
So first of all, we had the best time ever, 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 ever on that first cruise, and I think they all went downhill after that. And then they stopped doing the cruises, and so
Yes.
now they're bringing this one back, and they are not having convention
They're
in
not this year,
2026.
next year.
And so I was like, oh, okay, we'll go. And so I have not gone since that original cruise, but we do plan on going on the cruise this year, and I hope it will be fun and awesome and amazing.
Is Anna, Carlita, and Cassandra going with you?
Cassandra's going. I think Anna's going. I texted her last week. I've met a gazillion friends since then, and a lot of them plan on going. So, absolutely, I think it's going to go and have a good time. And when you're on a boat, you control your own time. If you just want to
Yes.
take a break and go lay up on the deck and get some sunshine, you can do that. Or
I
you
love
can
it.
take a Bollywood class, all the classes. We would start with morning stretch. A lot of people didn't come to morning stretch because it was 6 o'clock in the morning. But there's so many things you can do on the boat, and so I'm super excited. It's gonna be my first
Me
non-royal
too.
Caribbean, and so are you going?
No, I can't go because of my vertigo. I'm like skeptical about it. So I'm not sure. I never went on a cruise before, but I will think about it too. I never went on for a ZinCon either. So it's gonna be my first year, maybe 2027. I will see.
2027, start saving now. I love
Yes,
ZenCon. Some of these people who have been Zens for much longer, they again talk about what used to be, but all we know is what we have now. And I
true.
love ZenCon. I go and get education. I sign up Rhythm 2, Rhythm 3, Pro Skills. I use it as that time to perfect my skills and go to a lot of master classes and go to some jams. I love ZenCon. And so while it has become a little bit more expensive and Florida is challenging, sometimes
It
you
is.
just have to make a decision and do stuff to go and meet more people and be better at our craft.
I agree 100%. And it's all about education. You know, what was before, it was before. We're not going to open that door. So just move forward because everything is changing nowadays. So I will get there one day. I'm definitely get there one day.
Yes, ma'am.
I, I had a lot of challenges, but I'm getting there step by step. So tell me, what does movement mean to you as a physician?
Movement means to
Yeah.
me as a physician, I'm laughing because I'm the most, I do a ton of media work. I get in front of the camera a lot. I do a lot of interviews. Why, why,
Yes.
why is my phone at 3%? And so I'm scooting back because I'm running to get a cord before my cord goes. But I will tell you what movement means. So here we have bodies that were meant to move. And you guys have all heard that statement. If you don't use it, you lose it. And so particularly as I age, right? I'm the upper middle age women now. I think in my brain, I'm 35 to 36 years old, but my body is almost 20 years older than that. And so how are we staying young? It is by movement. I love Zumba for that. If we can just stay moving, we heal the body. So much of what people want when they come in the emergency department is the quick fix. They want a pill, they want a shot. Well, my knees are blah, blah, blah. Well, your knees were designed to move. And if you are getting up in the morning and you are walking more, it stimulates the brain, which is related to all those hormones that then stimulate your body to make the right things to lubricate your knees. And so movement is essential for life. And you slow down, you slow down. It is an A plus B
100%.
equals C that equation without fail does not, if you slow down, you slow down. And so even if I'm not doing high kicks all the time, I'm still getting up, you're still moving, you're still able. Sometimes even if you can just rock back and forth. I had knee surgery and I was there. I was there on a crutch trying to just keep moving because it's what your body needs. You don't need all the pills. Yes, I'm a physician. You don't need all of the pills and all of the things. If
Preach.
you can move and eat the right diet and non inflammatory stuff and surround yourself with the right people and do the right exercises, you can heal a whole bunch of stuff
Yes.
that we have issues with here in this country. And so I'm just telling you, every day I talk about, am I choosing life? Because you can choose death or you can choose life. And when I'm not
Mhm.
eating the right stuff and I'm just laying down for 8 hours scrolling on the phone or whatever, I'm not choosing life. And so I start that day out like, today I'm choosing life. I got to move, I got to eat some good stuff, and I have to smile and connect. And all those things are going to have me living to as long as my grandmother did it, 100 years old, being able to still be in her own house doing her thing. That's my goal. And if I make it to 90, I'll be okay. My dad is still at home doing his own thing, and he's 85 years old. And so there's so much we can do with our bodies if we just move. And I cannot not tell you how important that mind body connection is. You will feel better. I thought I was getting, some of those fatigue syndromes and chronic fatigue and Oh, I can't remember what the one is that everybody gets. Fibromyalgia. I think I was getting fibromyalgia and I started yoga. I healed myself, right? Like it was the stretching, it was the because my whole body was just hurting. I was like, oh my God, I'm 50 years old and I'm falling apart. I literally just needed to add some different movement on and making sure that I was taking care of the things. I needed to drink more water. I hate water, but I have to drink more
Yes.
water. So these are the answers. Everything we need to do for our bodies has been given to us. And yes, some of us got a bad lot, right? You can't help that some of the genetics that we have or the environmental stuff gives me stuff like asthma and gives other people stuff like breast cancer. All of that are external things. So the external stuff we can't help. But the internal stuff, that stuff is us. To drink the right stuff, eat the right stuff, move the right way, figure out what's going to make your brain better. We can heal ourselves in movement, Zumba, dance, fitness. It's all part of that. And so that's why it's super important. And you will see me prescribing Zumba to my patients. Miss, you
Love
need to
it.
start some Zumba classes. I know your knees help. I know your knees hurt, but if you can start moving, it's going to make some of your weight drop off. It's going to have some lubrication to your knees. And so I think those things will help you and you'll feel better because I can give you some injections and all of that stuff, but none of it's long lasting. If we
No.
can get you to change your life, you will change your body. And that's just the way it is.
I love it. And we both know, like not many people maybe know that I have lupus, I have rheumatoid arthritis, I have osteoarthritis, and I still teach Zumba. And this is so important because if you don't like move, even with the pain, you have to move so you can keep moving. If I don't move, I might be like this. You have to move, you have to keep that healthy mindset so you keep your healthy body.
Right.
I love that you're saying that, especially from your perspective as a doctor. People need to hear that so they can change their lifestyle into it as well. Cynthia, thank you so
Yes,
much with you. Oh, so Susan
absolutely.
is asking a question. What happened? No more light. You're
It's
turning
funny. I
around.
told you I'm getting a cord before the phone dies. That's why I'm like, forgive me. I said I'm normally a professional, but today I left the little phone cord out.
We're
Okay,
all
here I
we're
am.
all working with you
I'm
today. We're
back
fine.
again. Here I am.
So Susan
Hi.
is asking,
Hi.
has any of your patients dance with you?
Yes. So I dance. The legend is Gene Warren in this area around it. Gene's class is amazing. It is old people, young people, Spanish, white, black. It's such again a mix of what we think it's supposed to be. And so um if I am inviting people to come dance with me, I'm usually going to invite them to come to Gene because they don't have to belong to a gym. So I love a lot of the places that my co-Zen folks are so gracious and invite me to the floor. But many of them, you have to have a membership to get in. And Gene,
Yes.
he just takes all comers. And it's a beautiful thing. And so, yes, my patients have shown up and danced, and it's a fabulous thing. It almost makes me more nervous when my patients come, but they love it. They sweat, and then they're like, "This was awesome." And so, yes, they have shown up, and I absolutely prescribe it.
No, I love that. So Cynthia, we were talking about Cynthia the doctor, Cynthia the Zumba instructor, and Alina is saying hi as well.
Hi,
We
Lena.
Yeah, I miss Lena so much as well. And our heart goes to you, my friend. I know you're going through a lot, but keep fighting. And we are here whenever you wanna call or you wanna talk. So you know that we are a phone call away always. So Cynthia, we were talking about Cynthia the doctor. We were talking about Cynthia the Zumba instructor. But who is Cynthia Price beyond the titles?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Y'all couldn't see in the dark, but I'm in my house. I have about 114 plants. So I'm a plant lady. I love greenery. I love fresh air. I love nature. I love hiking. I love Scrabble. My mother was a second and third grade teacher, and so I grew up with word games. And so I'm a little
Love it.
bit of a nerd. Some of that. I am a very introverted extrovert, or an extroverted introvert. I can
Extrovert.
turn it on when I need to, but I'm also quite happy to spend an evening at home alone, healing
Yeah.
my soul and just relaxing. And if I've got to go to a party, sometimes I love it, but I will sit in the car like 15 minutes and have to do a lot of self bolstering before I
Yes.
get out. And then once I get out the car, of course, I go and I have a great time. And people
Yes.
think, oh my gosh, you're a big extrovert. I'm an introvert. Let me tell you, when the pandemic came and they're like, stay in the house, don't talk to anybody, I was like, this
Yes.
was made for me. Woo-hoo. Like, honestly, I can't tell you I hated it because I did not hate it. It was all good. And people come and they throw things in the yard. There's your food. There's your packages. There's whatever you need. Just stay in the house. Yes, ma'am. Do it again. I can do it again. Just bring it on because I love the pandemic. And so I think, like all of us, we are so multifaceted
We
with the
are.
things we are. We have all this sides. It's why you can't judge a book by their cover, right?
Yes.
Like, I'm a black lady, but I'm from Arizona. So I know the country two step. I've got a belt. I can boot. I listen to country music every now and again because guess what? That's what I was raised with. And if you look at me and you think one thing, people even look at me and they're like, how is she a doctor? She's silly and she likes to laugh. And
Right?
I think, right? It is people like, who is that woman? But I'm pretty much the same way at work. Like, I don't take myself too seriously. I think we are here to bring ourselves, the best versions of ourselves, and share them with others. I think we are put here to learn and learn how to do different things, right? So just because you like to do Zumba doesn't mean that you won't like ballroom dancing. I'm trying to get in the gym and start more muscle training, and I've never been a gym rat before, but you start making friends that with people who like those kind of things. And so I think I'm a little bit of a mixed bag of things. And so that's a super complex question, but I think I am an amalgam of all of my experiences and people and connections and jobs and plants, and all of it together makes me me. And it's
I
easier
love
for
it.
me to tell you about parts that I am not than parts that I am. And even for something that I would say I am not, I could still probably manage to like some things about it.
Yes. I love that because we both connect on so many levels, you and we are so much alike. And what you were saying, I was like, that's me too. That's me too. So we are social butterflies in public, but we do sometimes like sit at home and want to have like our own time because the world is getting insane. The world is getting crazy
Oh,
and out of like, don't get me started,
insane.
right? It is getting insane. And everything is like, people are getting so sensitive about everything and every single something you say, even if it's not, you're not saying anything wrong. And they are super sensitive and you question yourself, which is making me like go back to my natural, like, I want to just stay home and don't do anything because
Yes.
the world is becoming so sensitive and so unkind lately. So unkind.
It is why you need to get off of social media and get to a Zumba class. Honestly, we
Yes,
have to put our phones down. It is
agreed.
so important because if you are steeping yourself in bad news and the drama and the sky is falling, the skies every day,
Yes. Oh
that
my
is
God.
not good for you. Put the phone down. Go to the gym. Go take a walk. Go water a plant. Go do something. But I so much agree with what you're saying. These days we have to figure out how to protect our brains and our minds. And I love that there are so many different ways to do it, but I also know so many people that spend so much time on the doom scroll. Get away from the doom scroll. They're gonna
right?
bring you into the hospital. Just stop the doom scroll. Figure out
I
what
agree.
piece of something you need, and then get up and put the music on. Let's do some dancing. There's if you're gonna have the phone on, go to something else. Don't do the doom scroll. Put some Zumba stuff on and learn some new routines. I will tell you the other thing that I love, love, love. Please, I am the line dance queen of America, and I just learned them all right here in my living room. And then I'm trying to go to all the line dances in every one that I see. I'm like, oh yeah, line dance, line dance, line dance. So yes, it is a thing, and that's a new thing. But I love that, and you can learn so many of them by watching
Agree.
YouTube. Where you're watching this, after I finish and get off the air, go right to the line dancing and put it on, and then learn something new. And maybe I'll bring one into one of our Zumba classes.
You should. That would be really amazing. Maybe you should bring it for our February event. Let's go. We're gonna
I
have
hope
so much
I'm not
fun
on
with
the
that.
Zumba cruise during your February event. It's not. It's gonna be
No,
on
you no,
Valentine's Day.
Missy.
I will.
No,
I
Missy.
will.
I would
I
not
will.
let you.
I will definitely do one on Valentine's Day. I'd love to bring a good line dance into class.
Yes, it's gonna be on Valentine's Day, so definitely it's gonna be awesome. And like we were saying, like people are scrolling a lot, and jealousy is a silent killer, man. Jealousy is a silent killer, and that's what's taking people to the hospital lately because of that. And I
Yeah,
agree with you. Just go away, do your own, and stick to your own stuff. Stop looking over people's shoulders. And if you want to do something your own and just move forward. Jealousy is
absolutely.
always a silent killer,
I
which is
wouldn't say so
great.
much jealousy, but there's a saying out there. The quote is, "Comparison is the thief of joy." When you are
Wow,
just
yes,
and it's so important for us as Zids. I look and I can't shake my butt like that. And I look at Carla and
who
I
cares?
cannot do that belly dance in the way I know it's a up movement and not a down movement. Like I am not the best dancer and I don't have the perfect body. And my knees are
You do.
crooked and I have corns on my feet. Like all of those, but you can't compare yourself to what's out there. You
Anybody.
compare yourself to you. What can I do better today than I did yesterday? And you can't, there is no comparison in Zen
No,
world. Take it away from Z world. We are who we are. We all bring our different and unique gifts. And so that's why as Zens, we are inspiring our classes and the people who are watching us to also just come and move and do the best they can without comparing themselves to the other folks in class. We just want people to
I
come and
love that.
smile and move.
Yes, I love that you're saying that because people don't point on themselves first. Like I started Zumba 9 years ago, almost 10 years right now, Zumba instructor. I know that I was not like good enough because you are learning when you are moving like forward. You go, like you said, you educate yourself, you go to classes, you do this, you do that. So never point at the other that they are better than you. Point at you that you are better than yourself 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 years
Sure.
ago. You are better in yourself for yourself, period. And I love that you're sharing this because this is really important and not many people are doing it. They're always putting the blame on others instead of doing putting the blame on themselves. You should
Yeah,
put that
no blame,
that
no
first.
drama.
And no
I
blame, no
even
drama.
the more you get into Zumba, the more you do figure out that there's some clicks and there's the little
Yes,
games and there's some, as you say, maybe not great feelings, some jealousy out there. Why does this person have 30 people in their class? And then let all that go. We did not go into this for the drama. And probably all of us, but definitely me, I get too much drama at work. I'm dealing with life and death situations all the time.
yes,
Sometimes bad stuff happens, and all I can do is get to class and get through the door and then start trying to bounce that stuff off. I don't have time for drama. I don't have time for comparing myself or people saying, oh, why does this class have this? Or you didn't do so great at that song. Who cares?
I
Just
agree.
come in, and as Zins, we should be respecting the different gifts that we all give each other, the different ways we all teach. I love going to other people's classes, go and learning from other people. Oh, I didn't know I could do it like this. Or that move, I absolutely can't do that. But now I saw that she did it like this. Like, just go and celebrate each other. I am, at the very beginning, my bio says head of the diversity oversight committee, and of course
Yes.
now we can't say D word, right? The D word is out. So now I'm chair
Yeah.
of the committee on representation and empowerment. In our words for this year, we are trying to stay relevant as we are empowering people. We are also trying to be visible, right? So, what are we doing to stay visible? And that last word is celebratory. And I think about that in Zen world all the time. We are so visible for our people that are coming to classes, for our students. We need to be visible and we need to remain relevant. If people think all they need to do is go out and take a pill or a shot and not move, we need to keep reminding folks that Zumba is relevant. And then my God, we should just be celebrating each other. I'm celebrating every day I get to move because there are times in my life with my body or my brain I've not been able to move. So let's just, I will give you guys those words. Let's stay visible, let's stay relevant. And as Zins, let's celebrate each other and connect to each other and lift each other up and not be comparing folks and not be bringing in the drama. We are here to celebrate life and celebrate the connection that Zuba has brought us.
I love that, Cynthia. I love it, love it, love it. Preach, like Jazz Love is saying. I love that you're saying that because it takes our like mental health, it's draining lately because of what we're seeing around us. We don't need drama, we don't need this stuff. Like the previous group of Zumba, we are connecting together, we are living together, but we're seeing things are changing and it's so draining. Like you come to class, one person and 30 person, it doesn't matter, it's not a you thing, it's just maybe the space, it's just something, that you don't know what's going on. So, yeah, people shouldn't be pointing on others why they have this and they don't have that. Again, jealousy is not okay, drama is not okay. And like, what can we do to better ourselves, period? And not what they're doing to have that kind of people. And nobody is perfect. Like, I know for God's sake, like, I'm not perfect and I do make mistakes, but what I do is I go to that person and I do tell them, if I made you feel a certain way, I'm going to apologize because I'm not in your place. I'm not going to say I didn't hurt you. So I do apologize, even if I know for sure that I didn't hurt that person. So we do apologize because we don't want that drama. Especially in Connecticut, we formed that team of instructors that we always talk to each other, we always support each other. And I'm so happy and proud of what we did. And like I'm so proud and happy that you are part of it too.
Yeah,
So
I know a lot of different folks. I run in a lot of different circles, and mainly because, as Cassandra said, every time the sun
I
comes up,
love
you are running to somebody else's Zumba class. And I have taken classes from probably about
yeah,
90% of the people in this place. Because I think when you're a student and when you're just learning,
yes,
you have an appreciation for the agenda. And if the agenda said Zumba, I was there. And after you get a little bit further in and you realize, I really like that style. I really like that style. But I don't
true.
think that there are many of us that keep those circles so tight to ourselves. I see more love than not love. I see more
Yes,
connection than not connection. I see more joy and celebration than I see jealousy and divisiveness. And so let's just keep leaning to those positive sides. I know for people like me with my work schedule, I do not have a full time class. I love to sub. And Siobhan lets me sub her class. I will tell
That's
you,
awesome.
yeah, right? Like Chrissy shares the floor with me. Cassandra shares the floor with me. Liz McNamara shares the floor with me. Vu shares the floor. Like, you guys don't know how you are pouring into your lives, even as fellow Zins. I could not be more happy to be associated with so many of you guys that love and encourage me and your students, by
Yes.
just saying, hey, come on up, let's get this going, and show you how you do this and show you how you do that. And maybe you could cue like that. Or I loved it when you did the dance like that. And so we are a community. And I think as this world gets more difficult, as we as Zen are leaning towards the side of love and connection and encouragement
Yes.
so much more. And it's necessary so much more at this time. And so let's look at each other with love and peace. And we just don't have time for drama and separation at this time. We
100%.
have to build each other up, because that's why things like this podcast, that I didn't know exactly what it was going to be. But at the very first thing, she's like, hey, I got an idea. I was going to put this podcast up. And I was like, okay, I was like the fifth person to sign up. And now
Yes.
it's this big thing, and you got to wait like 2 years to get in. And had I not gotten in on the bottom floor, nobody would know me. So, also for you, Miss Carla, I do appreciate you and the connection that you are attempting to bring to the Zen world, District 45. I see your efforts. I'm not always participatory, but I see you and I hear you and I applaud you. Thank you.
I appreciate it. This is such an honor, Cynthia, coming from you. I love you so much. You know that. So I want to share something, and I know you on a personal level because I went, yeah, and I saw you. I went to your house. I came to your house. You opened your house to me, and I know what you do as well. So I want to tell people that Cynthia is not just a doctor. Cynthia is not just a Zumba instructor. Cynthia is not just the person that make everything green around her, because it takes a wonderful person to put life into a plant, and you're putting life into 100 plus plant. You are a person that take care of her neighbors and always bring food to them, always care for them, always knock that door and ask them if they are okay. We need more people like you in this life and in this time. And I want to shed the light on it because you are that amazing person that when I asked you one time, can we go and have a cup of coffee? You said, I'm sorry, I can't. This time, I'm going at the specific time, every single time, to give food for my friend, to give food for my neighbor. And I was so surprised and in awe because we really need that light that you're bringing. And I want people to know that you have that light
I,
and
I
we appreciate you a lot.
I so much appreciate that. I think, it's an extension again of the Zen community. We all belong to the community that we live in. Yes,
Yes.
my neighbor has this horrible disease, and I am trying to support them as much as I can, but I also think it's important for us to work in the food pantry and to collect toys and give them away. Like, the community is the community as it's defined by that day. So sometimes we are in Zen community, sometimes we are in our neighborhood community, sometimes we are in the lupus community or the medical community or the red hair community. Our communities are defined differently every day, but every day we are called to give back to our communities. And I think, again, it will make you better as somebody who's giving back to the community. And so, yeah, I have some neighbors and folks who have just had horrible luck. And if the least I can do is cook food for them once or twice a week, I'm in. I'm in.
We
I
need
was
more
laughing.
people
I
like
was
you.
trying to remember because I don't have a lot of people over the house. And I was like, yes, we were getting together and doing a fundraiser and we were putting some things together, making some party favors or whatever. So, yes, Miss Carla, you have been over here.
Yes,
So
it
you
was so
do
much
know my
fun.
plans. You
I
do know
do.
all of my wonderful
Yes.
plans that I have.
I went over. I remember the first time. Don't mind the plants. I'm like, I don't mind the plants, but you have a lot of plants, Cynthia. I loved it. I love
I
every
did
second.
bring one to donate to one fundraiser that we did. I
Yeah.
donated. It broke a little piece of my heart to give that plant away, but it was for a
Yes.
good cause.
I agree. I agree with you. That was amazing. I love you so much and I love what you do for the community, for everybody. And you're so vulnerable that you have your heart on your sleeve, which is really amazing. And like I said, we need more people like you in this life. And we don't take anything with us. We just take
So don't.
our, what we do, our smile, and people will remember this stuff. Like, I will never forget that you came next to my bed when I was in the hospital. I will never forget that when I called you, you told me do so and so and so and call so and so. You helped me go through a lot of stuff when I needed you, even though that you're a doctor, but you're my friend too. You didn't say, oh, why you're calling me, I don't care. No, you like, you gave me what I needed and you helped me go through something that I really wanted to go through, and you stood by my side this whole time. And I do remember when couple of our friends, they were going through something, you text, are they in Hartford? Do you think they're gonna be there? So this stuff makes a whole, like, make me look at you in a whole different way. And maybe people don't know that about you, but they should know about you. They should know about, you know you're not just the doctor um with the name. You are the doctor with the heart and with a soul of a kid, and we need to stay kids in our soul, and you
I
are
mean, I
that
think
person.
we all have gifts, and I think Carla does. Don't. It's not just pointing me out. It is. I have a gift or a talent or a skill. It helps no one to keep that to myself, but very much you. You have a gift and a talent for gab and connecting, and you are using that also, and using the things you're learning in school to help others succeed. I think we're all in our own way trying to
Agreed.
do good for people. I just, and I'm putting it on everyone that we see you, even though you might not be celebrated. We see the good that you were doing in the earth for your folks, and we celebrate you. Because again, we just have to, we just have to appreciate folks for where they are and the talents that they have. Everybody's trying to give it, and you don't become Zen if you don't have that already inside of you. And you don't even come to Zumba if you don't have that. So whether you're Zen or you're a student or you just love Carla, we know all of you guys are out there trying to take better care of the world. And if nobody has told you today, we are proud of you for trying to make the earth a little bit better, because
I
that's
love
where I
it.
think we get lost.
Yeah. If you don't, don't come to Zumba.
For sure.
Cynthia, the hour went so fast, but
So fast.
I have like 100 questions for you. But let's finish up on like a fun rapid fire questions for our guests. So, coffee or tea?
T.
Heels or sneakers?
Definitely sneakers. Definitely.
Favorite ER snack?
Say it again.
Favorite ER snack?
Favorite ER snack? I think I like the mozzarella cheese sticks. They go in my pocket. They get all
Ooh,
soft and melty, and then I eat them later on when I have a chance. So yes, mozzarella sticks.
nice. Go to dance move.
Um, uh, 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 uh. Or I do this thing with my hips. It's the only thing I can do when you're putting your feet in front of each other and shaking your booty a little bit. That's
Yes.
the only move I can do well. So that one, because otherwise I'm pretty stiff, but that is the one thing I can shake my hips on, that one move. So yeah, that's my go-to move.
Shake that booty, girl. Let's
Shake it,
go.
shake it. Not twerk. Because this girl cannot twerk. I don't have that gene. I didn't get that gene, but I can do the shake it side to side a little bit.
We'll teach you. We'll teach you. Favorite medical drama?
Um, I loved ER. I have a good friend that works on Grey's Anatomy. I've not seen all of the Pit, but the Pit might become my new favorite one. But I'm a
Nice.
big ER fan. I loved ER when it was on
Yes.
George Clooney and Mark Green. Those are my people. When Mark Green died, it was one of the saddest days of my life.
That was crazy. And I love watching Doctor. The one
Yeah.
that lost
Yeah.
her. That's a really good one too. I love
You want to
that.
know what else I used to love? Marcus Welby, MD, and that show was old in black and white, probably before most of y'all were born. But yeah, it's an
Wow.
old show. Nickelodeon.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I know what's your hidden talent, but tell me what's your hidden talent.
I'm a great cook. I'm not a great baker. I'm a really good cook.
Yes.
Besides that, I'm like, what else am I? I already told you I'm good at line dancing. Y'all know that I'm a plant girl. What else do I do well? I can put puzzles together well,
Can keep
and I used
people
to sing in the
alive.
choir. I
You
can
can keep
sing a
people
little bit
alive.
too. Yes, I keep them alive.
What's your favorite emoji?
I like the smiley face. I'm forever using the smiley face because it comes up first on my things. But I also like the big crazy one that's screaming with that guy. I also use that one a lot too, and the big eyes one.
Nice. What's your favorite quote?
My favorite quote is when you know better, do better. Maya Angelou. When you know better, just do better.
Yes, I love it. I really love it. Any guilty pleasure?
Yeah, I like this at the Barcelona, they have this olive oil cake. My God. It's a guilty pleasure. I try not to go, but probably about 2 or 3 times a year I'm just gonna go by myself and go buy that piece of cake and go get it to go and then eat it in the car on the way home hot. I'm just saying.
Take me with you next time. I would love
Right?
to try it. What's your favorite Zumba outfit color?
I have the black and orange, so I like black. I wear a ton of black. Most of my Zumba stuff is black,
Yes.
but I have these black leggings with half side orange with the black Zumba. Love, love, love. And they're always dirty because whenever they are clean again, then they're the first ones I wear. I don't even know why I have 30 pair. I only wear like five. And that one is the one that's always in rotation.
Sunrise or sunset?
Arizona is known for its sunsets, and I will pull over and watch a sunset as
Oh,
the clouds are going down at all times. So I'm a
yeah.
sunset person for sure.
I'm a sunset person too. I love it. What's one thing you want listeners to remember tonight?
I would hope that they remember that we're here on the earth to be connected to each other. And if you're having a lonely Friday night, I hope you know that there are people out there that love and celebrate you and are thinking about you, whether you know it or not. People
Yes.
might have you on their mind. And so don't give up, keep going. I hope people remember me from tonight as somebody who encourages connection and who might not be the best at a lot of things, but has a great smile and wants this place to be happy.
Anita is showing up. I still don't love you because you left Connecticut, but I you know that I love you. So I need to left Connecticut,
Yes.
right?
See, my
Ah,
Middletown friend is now
my
gone.
heart is hurting, but you know, she's gonna do like she was on the show, and she's gonna do what she's gonna do to keep her mental health clear as well. And I'm really
Yes,
happy for
girl.
you.
Keep
Love
going.
you.
People
We
thinking and
love you.
loving you without you even knowing it. We miss you.
Yes, we're charmed, but we are dangerous.
Charmed but dangerous.
So, Cynthia, what's one thing before we end tonight? What's one thing you want people to ask you and they never do, and you want them to ask everybody around them sometimes?
What are you thankful for? Right? Like we don't ask people that. We say hi, what's your favorite pie, but what are you grateful for? What are you thankful for? I would wish people would ask, "Hi, how you doing today? What are you thankful for?" Because I think every day it could change, or every day it could be the same. But I think gratitude is a practice that we need to be a little bit more familiar with, and so it should be in our greeting. Hi, what are you thankful for today?
I love that. I love that. And hopefully, when I see you next time, I'm going to ask you, what are you grateful for? Love
Absolutely.
every single second tonight, Cynthia. I really don't want to end this episode because you're such a bright light. I want to know more about you. I want to know more about Cynthia, the person, the doctor, the Zumba instructor. You have it all. You have the heart, you have everything, and the love with no limits. But before I finish the episode with you tonight, can you please tell people and our audience, in case they want to connect with you, how they can connect with you? If you are going to classes, what classes you're doing? If you want to share any events tonight with us, or like your social media, if they want to follow your journey, so they can feel that Z love.
I love that I should be more on social media, and I apologize. I don't belong to X. I don't know how to do the IG very well. I'm old school. I am on Facebook, but I don't post much, but I follow people and get on every now and again. Mainly what the stuff that Carla is doing is the stuff that I'm looking at. I love if you are zen and you're not getting out and doing jams and mini jams, get out there, go learn some new stuff, because that's how I am meeting you. I'm meeting new folks all the time when I am going out to other folks' jams and events. And so I will say for this entire month, as a breast cancer girl, my mother died from breast
Yes.
cancer at 42.
Sorry for
You'll
your
see
loss.
me in pink every single day. Any way you can get out there and support breast cancer. And I'm remembering you, Sister Keisha Snell, out there as you were getting out there. Please, yeah, take care of your tatas. Do all the breast cancer events. Do all of the all cancer events. And I will see you at some of them. I'm not sponsoring any, but you guys know I will join as many as I get invited to. So as my work permits, look for me. And if you need a sub, call me,
No, of
email
course.
me, put it out there on my Facebook, on Instant Messenger, and I will get it.
I love that. I love that. And talking about Keisha, um, I can't wait to see her. She did the surgery, like we all know, and she's getting into, recovery, and we're hopeful we're gonna see her soon. I cannot wait to see her dancing again as well. And she's such a warrior. So we're rooting for her 100%. And
Absolutely.
just like that, girl, we've reached our
It's
final beat
over.
of this week.
It's over. It's over.
But it's not
But
over for
thank
us. We
you.
can stay after to chat.
Thank you so much, my dear. This was a lot of
Oh my
fun, and I
God.
appreciate you putting this together.
Of course, of course. And just let you know that on February 14, we're doing our Zumba. So This event is coming after my accident. So the last event I did was almost 3 years ago. And I did the accident after, I think, one day. The Our event was on Saturday, and I got into the accident on Sunday. That was how close it was. And I never did an event back in at Wheeler YMCA, and we're bringing it back, and I cannot wait. We have our Zest, our Connecticut Zest, Gold Zest, and Saldi. She told me that she will be part of that event as well, and I'm so excited to have her and have all of you in that event. So Abby and I, we are both working for Wheeler, and we're gonna be like forming that group of great people, great instructors, and I really cannot wait to connect with all of you at some point. So thank you so much, Cynthia, again. It was like really like this, like we reach our final beat of this week's episode of Beyond the BeatZ. From rhythm to real talk, from sneakers to stories. You showed up, you shared, and you reminded us what this community is all about: heart, movement, and love without limits. Until next time, keep shining your light, keep lifting each other, and keep dancing like nobody's watching, but keep everybody inspired. Thank you so much, Cynthia. Have a good night, everybody, and we will see you next week.